Guys, Chris from Smithy Finance. How you doing? It's been a while. This is an unusual backdrop for me, but I'm at the field having a workout. If you're not knowledgeable about it, I do have a fitness channel, which is my really my #1 channel. And this is my finance channel, and I haven't been here for quite a while. But I made a significant move today, and I just want to talk about it. So I'm a big holder of strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy. It's a little chaotic here. I don't know if you can hear. There's a party going on over there, music. It's good times, man. It's a beautiful summer day, warm. Anyway, so I've owned this, my strategy position, and I've added to it over the last while. Sometimes I sell a bit, but generally I buy it back. And I've got a lot of shares, as I said, and today I sold 50% of my holding, which is a lot. Now, I am still very, very, very bullish on Bitcoin. I think it's 120, or sorry, 118 or 119 right now. Last time I talked to you was probably 95 or 100 maybe. So it's done well, like really well, doubled from 12 months ago. And I think there's a great future for it. And that is, of course, Strategy's main position, main business is as a Bitcoin treasury company. They own over 600,000 Bitcoin, and they're buying every week. But the way they buy it is that they sell shares into the market. They also have a number of preferreds, but they've been flooding the market, or at least selling quite a few shares to purchase their Bitcoin, and it's put some downward pressure on the stock. And I don't know. At this point, I'm just a little bit concerned that the selling is overwhelming any buy power, and the stock has actually underperformed Bitcoin for the last months. Probably, in fact, I think since the election. Now, it was quite high at that point, so you can't, just say, okay, it's come down from that peak, but it has come down, and it has underperformed. So what's happening is the net asset value to purchase price to share price has been going down. So we had, at the peak, was about 3 times the value of its Bitcoin, and now it's about 1.8 times the value of its Bitcoin. And my fear is that it goes to 1.5, 1.4, 1.3. Now, listen, I could really be wrong on this. This might be the low, the trough for now, and it's going to go back to a 2 or a 3 times net asset value. But I have such a lot of it because, as I said, I bought it, most of my position 3 years ago, and I've stayed with it, and some of it's gone up 30x. It's had a huge move. So I've decided that it was starting to bother me. I was starting to focus, see if I can get a better view, starting to focus on the price of Bitcoin, in the middle of the night, in the morning, and that sort of thing, just because my position was so huge. So I've blown out half of it. Definitely with some of that money, I will be buying IBIT, and I'll even move some into my wallet and buy some Bitcoin and put it in cold storage. So I just thought I should say it. I'm just not as bullish and as sure as I was, because the selling by the executive of the Treasury shares of Strategy, has just been unrelenting. And now we've got some shorts on the stock, and then you couple that with the selling from Treasury, and it's just putting more pressure than I'm happy with on the stock. So like I said, I could easily be wrong, but I thought I'd let you know, because I've been a proponent, as you know from my earlier videos, of Bitcoin and Strategy. Now, while I'm here, let's do an update on some of the other stocks I like. Listen, almost everything I talked about back in April, May has done well. That was the bottom of the crash, and as I had said numerous times, it's my job to buy the crash, which I did, and also trade it around. So let's talk about Ivanhoe, which was a problem stock and is a problem stock. They had a mine not collapse, but they had some flooding and some, quote, seismic activity. The stock has come from 10 back to 12. I think it's 11.5 today on the close. I had said at that time I sold a third of my position, I've bought back a tiny amount, but I think it's too soon. But on the other hand, it's too soon because they're still fixing that mine, and it won't be until 2026 they get it back and running, and we don't even know if it'll get to full production. And certainly their costs are high right now because they're fixing this problem. They've got to pump millions of gallons of water out of that mine before they can even get at it, and they don't even have all the pumps on site. They've had to order extra pumps. It's not their fault. This is just the way it is. But it's going to be a long process. The other side of that is that we've had copper rally huge. Copper's like 580. It's an all-time high. It was probably 480 when I talked to you last. That's a huge move, and it's very, very bullish for the copper stocks. And without this mine problem, I bet we'd see Ivanhoe at 25 instead of 11.5 right now. So it's a tough call. I think you should own some. At least that's okay. I got to be careful, right? I don't want to give it financial advice, but for me, I would be a buyer now of some, and then you just got to kind of wait and see how they progress. That's Ivanhoe. Aya Silver. Last I had talked to you, they were just doing a financing. They raised 143 million, as memory serves correct, and at 13.35. The stock right now is 13.80 or so. But we've got silver, you know, it's almost at 40 bucks. It's the highest we've seen since 2011. And I'm very bullish silver. I think it's going to go higher. I am bullish Aya. Now Aya has the two mines. They've got the one that's producing silver rip. Well, they got one mine, sorry. They've got the Zgounder, which is producing and increasing its production right now. It's a nice little mine, not so little, but it's not huge. But they've got huge prospective properties. They've drilled some massive holes. That stock, I think it's going to be 50 bucks. Give it 5 years because it's going to take time to develop it all. But I think the stock's got massive upside. And I really, really like management. They've had this hiccup. It's mining. Mining is a tough game, man. It's a really tough game. But you got to stay with these projects. You've got to take advantage of the dips and keep the long term in mind. So that's Aya. Now I had another, I like the uranium stocks. We've talked about that. Energy Fuels, EFR, in Toronto, UUUU in the US. Did nothing for 2 years, mostly down to flat. And then over the past 3-4 weeks, it's up 80%. So crazy. Value will surface over time. So a lot of the time you can be disappointed. And as you know, I like to trade it back and forth on just the general volatility of a stock, but I hold on to my core position. And this thing is ripped. Now I've sold a lot on this rip, okay, like a lot. Over probably 60% of my holdings are out. All in my trading account is out. It's my RSP still owns a decent chunk, although he sold some today. But I like the stock, but it is extended. Have a look at that chart, EFR on Toronto. That's just been straight up. The oils, so we had some dog sectors. Oil, one of them. The other one that I talked in those days was lithium. So the oil price is still crap, but the oil stocks have come off the bottom. Soil, Saturn Oil and Gas is my top pick in Canada for sure. It's only $2.20 right now, probably $1.60 last we talked. So it's had a move, but I think it's got lots more. We need the oil price to go higher, and I suspect it will, but maybe that's more than 12 months away. Who knows? So that's the oil side. I also had owned Baytex. That's had a rally lately, and I've been selling into that rally. Lithium, man, what a dog that was. But boy, has it come alive, right? So they've, what was the one? Sigma Lithium that I own quite a lot of, and the other one is Lithium Bank. Sigma's had a big move the last few weeks. I think we were at 7 Canadian, now or 6 maybe, and now it's 10. But it had been 13 when I first talked about it. And of course, as you know, with my style is we just keep adding. We do our work. We know there's value, and these commodities are very, very volatile. So it's never over. It's just kind of crap for a while. And sure enough, lithium started to get off the mat. The price of lithium was down something like 80% over the past 2 years. Anyway, we're seeing it start to come up a little bit. And so I've been selling some of the lithium stocks. I still own all my lithium bank. That's still kind of crappy. It was 25 cents and now maybe it's 32. And when I first started talking, I think it had got to 40 or something. Then they did a financing, blah, 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 just overall kind of crap. But look, that's a quick and dirty update. Like I said, it's been a while. If you have enjoyed this or gotten something out of this, let me know, okay? I can do way more videos than I'm doing, but if people don't care, you know, there's no incentive there. So like it, let me know what's going on, if it was valuable to you or at least interesting. And check out my fitness channel. I'm going to do a video there, changed my diet, and kind of ripped right now and strong. And I'm going to do a workout on the field. All right, guys, that's it. Take care. Hope you're well.